Hey folks, here's a walk around video that I think has been really long overdue. Been wanting to make it for this bike for a long time. This is a really special bike, by the way. This is my 30th anniversary Fat Boy. 30th anniversary. There's the 30. You could see it, there you go, in the reflection. And let me just adjust the video here because it's a bit close. There we go. Yeah, so this commemorates 30 years of the model. This is a 2020 model. It's all original. And well, I mean, the only thing that I added to it was this little rack here on the back. This thing here. And that's not something I particularly like, but it's a quick release, so I can just take it off right away. It's practical. And also, whenever I have a passenger on the back, it gives that little extra protection for the rear fender. I always have this worry, well, from previous experience, that a passenger might accidentally kick the rear fender with their boot and leave a scuff mark, so I just keep it on. But anyway, since I haven't had a passenger in a while, I should probably take it off, and the bike will look a little bit better. I just added these nut covers over here on the front and back, and all Harley Davidson parts, just to kind of give it that finishing touch. See, I have it on the back here, and I also added this heel shifter, just because it's a floorboard. It's fun to fiddle with also, so I did that. But the bike is essentially all original. It is all original, in fact. All original Harley Davidson parts. Nothing taken off of it. Original exhaust system, original handlebars, original seat, and incredibly beautiful bike. There we go. There we go. Fat Boy is a model that's really has all kinds of myth and mystery behind it. It was introduced in 1990. Technically, it was ready for sale. Well, actually, going into production '89, but it really got into its own in 1990. And of course, you know, we all love it from the Terminator movie. This is a second generation Fat Boy. It has the new Softail platform, which means that it has a new, completely new frame, completely new engine, but it has that great steamroller look to it. The original Fat Boy, the tires weren't that fat, but this one, it's just gigantic. It has a 240 rear in the front, just absolutely massive tire here, and 160 in the front. Getting back to the myths and mystery of the Fat Boy, in the mid 80s, a dealership in Montreal, Harley Davidson Montreal, they put together a Softail that had solid disc wheels. It was lowered, and they called it the Low Boy, and it was the brainchild of two of the managers or sales reps at that dealership. One of them is the beloved Duke Dufour, and I don't quite remember the name of the other gentleman. It slipped my mind, but yeah, they called it the Low Boy. And Harley Davidson executives, when they came to visit the dealership and spotted it, well, they fell in love with it, and they actually put it into production for, I think, at least maybe 3 years, and it actually had the Harley Davidson Montreal insignia on the gas tank, and it was called the Low Boy. And I recommend you Google it. You could read up on its full history. And then after the Low Boy was discontinued, Harley Davidson came out with a Softail with solid disc wheels, and they called it the Fat Boy. And you know, of course, they claimed that it's a totally original design and had nothing to do with the Low Boy or anything else. But you know, we all know what's what. I mean, what's in front of our eyes, but yeah, who knows. And also the name Fat Boy, it also has all kinds of mystery and myths around it. As you can see, all Fat Boys, what's really common is the insignia. It's sort of a military insignia, and a lot of people, there's the legend that the name comes from the two atomic bombs dropped on Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Fat Man and Little Boy, and a lot of people think that's where the name comes from. Maybe, maybe not. Willie G and other Harley executives, they claim that they just got the name, visiting motorcycle rallies and from people who modify their bikes and whatever, and they were inspired from the name like that. I guess because they don't want to have a connection to really horrific event in history that killed hundreds of thousands of Japanese civilians in a matter of minutes and seconds. And it's a big seller in Japan, ironically, so they don't want to have that connection. But again, maybe not, who knows where the name comes from. It could have just come from the evolution from the low boy to the fat boy. It could have come from meeting people at motorcycle rallies and getting a name from there. It could have come from that military connection, so I think honestly it's probably more connected to the military, because I mean it does have the military insignia on the gas tank. All Fat Boys have that, the military wing, and you see the star on the gas tank. So I think it's most likely the military angle, but what do I know? Maybe not. Another myth is about the solid disc wheels, and it's an absolute pure myth where people complain. They say that the bike gets blown across the highway, gets pushed from a side wind on the highway, and that's absolutely not true. That does not happen. You have to keep one thing in mind: when the wind blows, when you get hit by a side wind, I'm just out of the way here. When you get hit by a side wind, the side wind hits all of you, the entire bike, the wheels, everything, and that's what pushes you to the side. It's not. It has nothing really to do with the wheels, and in fact, solid disc wheels, they have the same effect as spoke wheels. When you have spoke wheels spinning, they almost act like a solid wheel. The rotation resists wind blowing across it, just like solid disc wheels. So the solid disc wheel myth on the highway is really just that. It's a myth, and unfortunately it hurt the sales, and eventually since I believe 2022 they started having disc wheels, but with large slots on them, and it almost looks like a giant brake disc at the front and back, and I think it looks absolutely horrible. And I guess listening to rumors and myths, they didn't want to lose sales over that, so they did that change, which I think is kind of a shame, because I prefer the look of the solid disc wheels. So anyway, those are among the myths and mysteries associated with the Fat Boy. So also another thing people ask about, the super wide front tire, which is 160 by 18, and it's a absolutely massive front tire, and yes, it does have an effect on handling, but that's sort of compensated for by the rake. It doesn't. Bike is not a really raked out bike like the choppers. It has a shorter rake, less rake angle, so it makes the steering more sensitive. Sort of compensates for the big fat front tire, and it is true that when you brake, with a bike that has really big fat tires, the bike's going to want to sort of stand up a little bit in the turn, so that does take some getting used to. But the bike really does handle great. I mean, you know, really the effects are negligible, and that's it. It's very comfortable. It's got the 114 Milwaukee 8 engine, and very powerful, very comfortable. I do notice my legs are a little bit higher up when I'm sitting on it, less stretched out like from when I'm on the breakout or the wide glide. You know, my legs are a lot more forward. My feet are much more forward. But it's a comfortable bike. It handles great. I absolutely love it. And this baby was definitely due for a walk around video. And as you see, it has a little insignia on the gas tank here. This is Fat Boy, 30th anniversary vehicle number 1611 out of 2500 made worldwide, and all original seats. See, another military insignia, whereas the wheels previously they had to they were always solid disc, but they had sort of these holes that sort of resembled bullet holes along the edges of the inner you know, diameter. And here they have these bullet holes. They move them to the gas tank. So I mean, again, another military hint, military connection. So, you know, you guys decide, is it or isn't it related? Fat man and little boy, or who knows what other myth or mystery they want to attach to it. And there it is, absolutely beautiful. Really, really love the bike. Haven't taken it out very much, to be honest with you. I just did an oil change yesterday, so if you see a little oil stain on the cement here, it was from that. No matter how careful and how much, you know, you try to take care that that doesn't happen, you always spill a little bit of oil when you're changing oil on a motorcycle. But I'm going to clean that out with some brake cleaner. Just douse the stain with brake cleaner, and then just hose it off, and it'll come out nice and clean. And there it is. Yeah, I really should have taken the rack off for the video, but it's okay. It doesn't look that bad. It is practical, and it does protect the rear fender from the passenger's boot. Because I'd probably cry, you know, if she got on the back and accidentally scuffed my rear fender. So that's it. You know, also like the new generation Breakout, it has a suspension adjustment over here. You can adjust it to your weight, and also adjust it for you and the passenger. And that's it. Really, really love this bike. I really love these solid disc wheels. I mean, seriously, what were they thinking when they changed them to those ugly slotted wheels? But again, that's just my humble opinion. Well, here it is, my beautiful 30th anniversary Fat Boy. Each dealership was only allowed to have one, so I'm lucky that out of a city of approximately 4 million people, I'm the only one. This is the only one that came to my dealership. So, yeah, because, well, we only have one dealership in the city. So, here it is. 114 cubic inch, Milwaukee 8. Just a little bit of dirt. It is kind of due for a washing. Just clean that off. Clean it off later. And there it is. My beautiful 30th anniversary Fat Boy. Get some better views of it. Now, that's it. So, anyway, thanks for watching. And looking forward to the next video. Take care. Bye.